So here I am reading your comments on the Kermode Uncut blog in response to my post about people pretending to play musical instruments on screen, which was really bothering me. And I wondered if it was just me. Turns out, no, loads of you are bothered by the image of actors pretending to play musical instruments on screen. There's been a big debate here on the Kermode Uncut side about who was good and who was bad. A couple of comments that Jeremy Northam in Gosford Park was doing the thing properly, and that was great. And the collective members of Joy Division, stand-in Joy Division, obviously in control, were great because they're really playing their instruments. I'd like to fly the flag a little bit for Backbeat, in which I think they're doing a pretty good job. There's been some debate, however, and I want to start with this, about Michael J. Fox at the end of Back to the Future. It's completely divided you. Here is one comment from William Martin. I tend to agree with you, Mark. It doesn't enrage me as such. The first incident that comes to mind is Michael J. Fox's woeful guitar work in Back to the Future at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. I think he's from the Jamie Foxx school of kind of knowing what he's doing, but falling very short when it comes to the crunch. I have to say, I disagree, as do some of you. I think Michael J. Fox gets away with doing the guitar miming in Back to the Future. I think he's one of the examples of somebody who kind of just about knows enough to make it work. But this on a slightly different note from Psych Fan 83. As a bassist and a film critic, what, there's another one? Yes, it does annoy me, but what's worse is when a scene is set in a dingy club or even a big venue, and as soon as the band stop playing, it sounds like Mutt Lange is at the mixing desk. The most recent and notable offender is Band Slam at the big concert finale. Couldn't they have overdubbed it with a live version instead of sounding like someone had just slapped in an iPod into the PA and pressed play? This is definitely up there with fingering the instrument in the wrong way. The fact that somebody will get up on a stage when there's a little PA system and suddenly you hear this incredibly produced sound with double-track vocals, it really, really annoys me. Why can't they just have a live sound? I agree, it's a really big problem with cinema. From Claire, yes, it annoys me. Everyone's annoyed. Everyone's as annoyed as I am. I think it's partly because there are so many actors out there who can play instruments that I tend to think that if it's such an important part of the story, why not just choose an actor that can play? It's just bad casting. Well, actually, in defense of the actors, it's often the case that the problems happen in the editing. I mean, Jamie Foxx in The Soloist, Jamie Foxx is a musician. I mean, he's a keyboard musician and he's learned how to mime playing the cello. But when there are problems with seeing him on screen, it may well be that, as you've pointed out on the blog, that somebody's taken the wrong shot for that particular bit of music. So just casting a musician doesn't necessarily do it. Now, this I love. This is from Ivor Screwkick. Get it? Ivor Screwkick. I'm a serious swimmer, hence Ivor Screwkick, and I cannot watch anyone pretending to swim on film, or on television for that matter, without getting really annoyed. I wish I could. Watching Baywatch would have been so much more enjoyable. I can pretty much guarantee you that no, it wouldn't. This from Best Days 2. Is it not much worse when a singer or rock star tries to act? Which reminds me of the famous instance with Great Balls of Fire, in which Dennis Quaid was playing Jerry Lee Lewis, and he wasn't allowed to do the Jerry Lee Lewis vocals, and Jerry Lee Lewis said to him, you know, hey, son, you can't sing like Jerry Lee, to which Dennis Quaid apparently very bravely replied, and you can't act like Dennis Quaid, which you have to have a lot of guts to say that to Jerry Lee Lewis. From Van Film, I'd rather watch Billy Ray Cyrus act than listen to him sing. Just the last couple of comments here. This from Olamina. In response to your question, it's distracting and I'm particularly annoyed by accordion miming. Since I dated a professional accordion player, very brave of you, for years, and also picked up the instrument a bit myself. It's not the easiest instrument in the world to play. I mean, I know, because I play the accordion very badly. But the people who pretend to play it don't even try to bellow correctly. You can't play notes if the machine has no air. The whole ruse falls flat if the actor is smiling and playing a closed accordion. And from the minority of accordion players out there, yes, I understand entirely. Don't get me started on the bagpipe miming. This, however, is my favourite comment of the week, and it's from Kubrick and Scott. It doesn't matter if they're playing or not, the piano is still boring.